Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I am Chef Brendan from TA Appliances. Normally I'm in Kitchener. Today I'm in Mississauga, and we are checking out our friends at DCS Grills. And this is my buddy, Chef Rory, and he's going to be going over some amazing recipes and some things we can do on the DCS grill. I'm going to be just hanging out and watching things blow away. These are all of our friends from different TA locations. They've all come to join us here at our live stream on location. And I can't wait to cook some awesome food. Chef Rory, what are we going to start with?
Today, so we have both DCS running on this side. On the left here, my left, your right, we're gonna have two burners going where we're running charcoal, so we can show an example of how we can cook over charcoal.
Oh, are these the drop-in charcoal boxes?
These are the drop-in charcoal boxes.
Oh, those are really nice. I like that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, this only turns it into a charcoal grill, not a charcoal smoker, correct?
That is correct. It's
awesome.
More for direct heat and a little bit of flavor.
Oh, nice. So you still get that charcoal flavor on a nice grill.
Exactly. And then next to that, we're just running the main grill on this side. And then on the left here, we're also going to show an example of how we can cook with the sear zone, which can get right up to 1200 degrees.
Oh, that's awesome. And I really like the sear zone on the DCSs. And Ryan, if you could just zoom in real quick, I just want to show you this grease system that we talked about earlier today in training. That's actually why we're in Mississauga, is to do some training with DCS. And I thought it would be awesome to sort of piggyback and do some live. So we learned about their grease system, which is these grooves right here. Don't touch it, it's hot. And it drops the grease right down in front. It's a really, really nice system. Keeps your grills nice and clean and helps prevent a lot of flare-ups.
All right, so I guess we'll get started.
All right, let's do it.
So on this side, we're just going to start off with some halloumi and heirloom tomato bites.
Those look fantastic.
These won't take too long at all. We really just want to give these a little bit of color and get the cheese up to temp so that it has a nice melted texture when the guests eat it.
Now, halloumi is a really nice cheese because it keeps form even when given direct heat.
Exactly. We don't want it melting into the charcoal.
No one wants to clean that. So this is just one of the many things you can do on a DCS. With your charcoal attachment box, you can do all of your charcoal baking and all of your charcoal cooking. Grilling comes in all shapes and forms, and with DCS products, you can hit them all. So how would you know, Chef Rory, when those are completed?
The halloumi bites?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just going to kind of keep an eye. As soon as they kind of effortlessly pull off of the grill,
nice.
Then I'll know they have enough color. If I pull them anything before that, they'll kind of stick just like anything else on the grill.
So it's the same idea as a meat. If you're playing with it too much, it's not going to come off easy.
Exactly. So we can just see here, they'll pull off easy. They already have some beautiful color because we had the oven or the barbecue nice and preheated.
Look at those chars. That looks great. Now, for my own curiosity and for our viewers' sake, what did you season these with?
These are seasoned just with a herb de Provence seasoning.
Oh, beautiful.
A little bit of lemon oil and some Aleppo flakes.
Oh, nice. They smell fantastic. I don't know if you can smell that from where you are, but I'm getting hungry. Well, they might be able to. I keep telling people to try and find me. And then on this grill over here, what are we going to be doing once the halloumi cheese is done?
So on that side there, we're going to actually start with some Angus beef sliders.
Oh, nice.
With some brioche buns, which we're going to top with caramelized onions and vodka tomato chutney.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Now, are you going to be doing your caramelized onions on the grill, or are they pre-done?
So these are already pre-done. So we won't have to do anything to them today, but if I really wanted to, I could put them into some stainless steel bowls.
Nice.
And I could use my racks up here just to keep them nice and warm.
Now what he's pointing at are these extra holes here, and that's for the adjustable bun racks. I did say racks because there are multiple, and I wouldn't even call them bun racks. I'd call them cooking stations, because they get hot enough up here to do slow roasting, which I'm pretty sure later on we are going to be doing some baking in here, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll leave that for Chef Rory to share with us. I don't want to give away too many secrets.
So see, these guys are perfectly the way we want them. Just a little bit of color from the grill. You can see that the tomatoes are starting to blister and the cheese is nice and soft.
Yeah, just before they kind of burst out of their flesh. I get that.
So we can take these off now. And we're just going to finish them with a little bit of lemon extra virgin olive oil.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Now these would make a great appetizer for lunch or poolside barbecue, or celebrating the installation of your new DCS grill.
Close that so it can heat back up. I don't know if we could all hear exactly what we were saying over there, but here we have some grilled halloumi and heirloom tomato bites, and I'm just going to finish them with a little bit of lemon extra virgin olive oil. Cooked over charcoal.
Now again, before we start the sliders, I just want to point out again that these are charcoal drop-in baskets, okay? This is still a propane-powered grill. However, you light your charcoal and you keep it going, and you get the flavors of the charcoal. It won't smoke like a charcoal smoker, but it's a fantastic way to get that charcoal flavor into your food.
What are we thinking of skewers?
Oh my God!
Delicious! Great.
All right, so we're just gonna do a little bit of prep before we throw on the sliders themselves. I'm just gonna toast up these beautiful brioche slider buns. These won't take long at all. That way we can move quick when the sliders come off the grill, because we want to eat them nice and hot.
Yeah, that lemon finish was really a nice touch.
Yeah, it really just kind of elevates the flavor of the cheese.
It really does. You get the sort of meaty cheesiness from it, but then the brightness from the lemon, that's nice.
So that's it. Quick 30 seconds for these guys.
That didn't take long at all.
Not at all. Let's make sure we don't confuse our bottoms with our tops like I did last time. And now we can throw on the actual sliders. So these are more of a rough grind slider. I'm not a big fan of the double grind or the fine grind sliders. They're just 2 ounces, salt and pepper, Angus AAA beef, and nothing else.
That's the way to do it. Simple foods done right taste the best.
We want to taste the beef.
Can you hear that sizzle? Hold on, let me get you a little closer so you can really hear that. Now that's the thing of beauty right there. That's when you know things are really starting to cook. And if you're not hearing that when you're adding your meat, your grill is not hot enough.
I'm just gonna prep on this side. The next thing we're gonna do, we just have some honey lime marinated chicken skewers, which are actually done spadini style, so they'll look very similar to the lamb Greek spadini you might have seen before.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
That's a DCS feature, right?
That is a DCS feature, and you can also choose the angle of any one of your racks, whether it's on your sear zone or your non-sear zone. On your back, you got a extra rack up here to sort of lay your racks on, so you can either have them flat or on an angle. Obviously an angle is going to help with your grease removal a little bit better because, well, gravity. But DCS has done a really good job designing these grates to capture as much of the excess grease as they can and sort of bring it away from your cooking area. You see how the flare-ups over here are extremely minimal, and these, from the looks of them, are pretty fatty burgers, which isn't a bad thing. You need fat in your food.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of a little fat.
Don't be too scared. So on the bottom of the buns, we're just gonna put some of this beautiful caramelized onions. Just got a little bit of Canadian maple syrup in there. And then we'll top them with the tomato chutney.
See, folks, burgers don't have to be just ketchup and relish. You can take your burger to a whole new level depending on what toppings you put on it. And with a small slider, you get just a bite of excellence thanks to DCS and Chef Rory.
So because these guys are fresh ground this morning, I prefer to serve them about medium so they don't need too much longer on the grill.
That's important to note too, right? 'Cause if you're getting your meat from a butcher or you know where it's coming from, it's all being ground fresh, you can get away with a little less of the temperature, right?
Exactly. Whereas if I'm just buying some ground beef from the grocery store, I might not want to trust it as much.
Yeah.
All right, so these are ready to go. We got kitchen fingers, so I can use my hand here to plate up a bit.
No nerve endings left?
No nerve endings left. No hair on the hands.
I always remind people, don't touch things that I do. Definitely don't touch things that Chef Rory does. But if we can take a second and just look at all that excess grease that is saved from dropping down on your grill, keeping it a little bit cleaner, keeping the flare-ups down. Thanks, DCS. Well done.
All right, so now we'll just finish these off on the top with a little bit of tomato chutney.
Kind of like a fancy ketchup.
Kind of like a fancy unblended ketchup.
Yeah.
Lazy ketchup.
Great.
My hungry person senses are tingling.
Oh yeah, they're staring you down. You got to start moving faster. I'd get on the other side,
Chef.
but like it's looking a little dangerous.
That's the danger zone over
yeah.
there, yeah.
You get in between hungry people and their sliders, you're likely to lose a finger. And they say sharp knives are the danger in a kitchen. No, it's always the hungry people.
All right, so we're bringing these over for everyone.
Beautiful.
Oh, those look fantastic. Is it too late for me to try and forcibly stop everyone from eating these and keep them all for myself? Because this is delicious. I wouldn't want to share.
What I love too is it's nice and windy today, which generally for barbecuing is not great. But I've noticed with the ceramic layer underneath here, it really helps manage the heat distribution, and I don't have to continue to wait for my grill to constantly be heating every time I open.
No, because your ceramic rods always retain that heat.
Yeah.
So even if you're dealing with a little wind like we are now, you're not dealing with total blowout and you're not having to relight your grill.
Exactly.
Really nice, yeah.
Exactly. So while I have these going on here as well to pick it up a little bit, I've got my sear zone on the left just getting nice and hot. And we're actually going to throw on a big, beautiful piece of flank steak. And this is what we're going to make our tacos out of.
Nice.
Now, what's this sear burner like? What's going on here? What kind of technology are we using?
That would be on Chef here.
The technology we are using here, we are using infrared burners under here, which are smoking hot. I can't remember the exact BTUs they get up to, but it is very hot. It is perfect for searing, and that's really about it. It is hot and on.
It's got a wide range though too. You can get kind of low with these too.
You can get kind of low, but for all of your grilling needs,
that
you really
tomato
want to
chutney.
go over here. For this, you really do want to treat it as a high temperature zone, because that's what it's designed for. And you have so much grill area that's not. You don't be afraid to use this for what it's used for, and only that. You know, you have your racks up here that are all fully adjustable. You can move those around if you need to slow cook something. You can use this for indirect cooking if you want to. Leave something up here, get it out of the way.
Color.
Beautiful.
So folks, in case you're just joining us right now, right? Where are we, Chef Brendan?
We are live on location in Mississauga at the Fisher Paykel warehouse, and we are showcasing our DCS grills and learning about DCS and why they are pioneers in the industry. They were actually the first company to bring luxury grills to your backyard. And it is a luxury grill.
What do we got going here?
So next up we have our infrared burner is right up preheated to max heat. I want to get a really, really nice dark sear on this before I rest it at the top to just finish cooking through to about medium. I know medium rare is generally the consensus, but when we're doing a flank steak, it's a touch tougher, so I like to cook it up to medium. That way it has a better chew or less chew to it.
That makes good sense.
That's just seasoned with olive oil, salt, and pepper.
And again, Chef Rory's using great ingredients on a great grill to show that simple ingredients done right make the best food, which is awesome because it lines up with my personal food philosophy, and I love to see other people do it. It's really nice to watch really good food with very few ingredients make such a delightful bite. It's one of my favorite things to really do. And as a chef, I can't enjoy anything more than someone else making me something to eat.
Right.
It's my absolute favorite. I'm sure Chef Rory would agree.
There's nothing more enjoyable.
The best meal is one that someone else has made, because after 8 to 10 hours in the kitchen, someone else bringing you a plate of food, it just brings a smile to your face.
We like to say less is more.
Less is more.
So how we look in here, you can see it's getting a beautiful sear. I'm just gonna close that up and we'll finish off these sliders.
Just see the juices just resting on top of the meat there like that. Like, they're not dry.
No, they're not. No, that is a tomato chutney that I'm going to leave with the recipe for. That is delightful.
Yeah, it's nice because, like, again, it gives a little bit of that tomato flavor that's familiar with burgers because you're, ketchup fans and stuff. But it's got enough freshness and other flavors in there that kind of like, wake up your mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
And it gives it a nice acidity to break through the fattiness of the beef as well.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good word. It's almost like you've done this before, Chef.
We had to get technical.
Yeah. Hey, if you wanted to put cheese on these, what kind of cheese would you use?
We did put cheese on them actually last time we did this, and we used a smoked applewood aged cheddar.
Ooh.
You'll be good with any cheddar, in my opinion.
Yeah, cheddar's the way to go for the burgers, right?
For me, yes. All right, so we'll throw these up to the guests that we feel like we're neglecting on the live stream.
All right, round 2.
And those burgers disappear fast.
So we're just gonna give this guy a nice flip, and we can see how beautiful the color is on top of there. You're not gonna get that from a regular side of a barbecue.
No, you're not. You're not going to be able to get the temperature high enough. You need a sear zone for something like that. Now again, guys, we are in Mississauga showcasing the DCS. Really having a good time just learning and grilling. There's not much better ways to spend an afternoon than learning about a beautiful grill that I'd love to have in my backyard. And I'm sure what you would too. If you're watching this and you see this grill, think about it. Think about calling our sales team down at TA Appliances. We have an awesome sales team that would be more than happy to walk you through all of these savings and promos going on right now with DCS. Right now, they have a promo on where if you buy 3 products, you can get 15% instant rebate. Yeah. So come on down, talk to our sales team about that. They have all the details, and I want to get back in to see what Chef Rory's doing.
Yeah, what is going on here?
All right. So next we have our charcoal pretty much back up to temperature. I'm just going to give it a little scrape. And then from there we have some sous vide and advanced octopus tentacles, and we're just going to grill those over the charcoal for a little bit of additional flavor. We want nothing but salt and olive oil on these guys.
All right. How long do you put those on for, Chef?
So these we're just trying to heat through and give some color. They're going to take no longer than maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
Now, how long did you sous vide them for beforehand?
Generally, I like to go full steam, 212 for 2 hours.
Gotcha.
And then you just let them cool in their own juice with some herbs, garlic, maybe some red wine. And that's it. Again, keep it nice and simple.
You ever had octopus?
I have.
Oh, yeah?
And I not. Oh, you're in for a treat.
Yeah.
Oh, you are in for a real treat. Yeah. It's
I'm a seafood guy. I like seafood, so I can't imagine it's going to be bad, but I've never tried it.
It's like a piece of happiness. The first time I tried it, I thought it was going to be much different than it actually was, and I was so happy.
So now we're just going to let this, now that it's nice and seared, just kind of finish up at the top there for maybe 3 or 4 minutes before I let it rest. And in the meantime, after the octopus, we'll get started on some chicken satays.
There sure are a ton of things you can do on these DCS grills.
The sky is the limit.
It really is.
You see these are starting to get nice and brown, but at a nice, consistent, controlled heat, so I don't have to stress as much about what's on the barbecue.
Yeah. It's nice when you don't have to worry about flare-ups every 30 seconds.
It's
Well, we got
nothing
hearts in
better.
the chat for that, so somebody's really liking the look of that octopus. So stay tuned. You're going to see us dig into that.
So these are the Spadini style chicken skewers. These just have a nice lemon, chili, honey marinated over them. And those shouldn't take too long to cook whatsoever. There's only about 2 ounces of meat on each one there. Once these are finished charring up, we're just going to slice them up and toss them with some marinated olives, pickled peppers, feta cheese with some herbs and olive oil.
Now, for anyone who hasn't cooked with octopus before, what would you compare it more to? Would you compare it more to cooking, like grilling a hard fish or a meat, as far as consistency and handling? Not timing or anything like that, just...
Yeah, I would compare it to more of almost a meat, to be honest.
Yeah.
A mix in between like a chicken and calamari texture.
Yeah, because it's not going to fall apart as easily when you're moving it around. Like when you're grilling a salmon, you might have to worry about,
it's going to fall apart.
Yeah, it's going to flake apart. This is a lot more stable when you're grilling it.
Exactly. You can be pretty rough with it, and it's not going to give you a hard time.
See, folks, the more you know about food, the less intimidating it becomes.
So we're going to take our steak off. You can see that beautiful color.
Oh, man.
And we're just going to let that rest up.
Chef Brendan and I have talked about flank steaks several times since we met each other. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite cuts, just because it's usually a little more affordable. It's very versatile. You can do lots of stuff with it.
Exactly. See, these guys have some beautiful color. And those are only going to probably take maybe 30 more seconds.
Before they're fully cooked?
Before they're fully cooked.
You're giving it a gentle pull first to see if it's going to come off easily.
Nice and delicate.
And when it does, that means it's done. You can turn it over.
And remember, people, don't be afraid of your char. Don't be afraid of your grill marks. That's what your grill's hot for. You want those.
Don't get scared. So we lost a couple tips, but 2 out of 10, not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Take this, get rid of this.
Now, I'm a big fan of brining my chicken personally. What's your stance on that?
I would completely agree. Basically, when you brine it, it's going to contain all of its moisture, and you can cook the hell out of it, and it's going to remain juicy.
See, guys, brining makes it better. Take that extra day, take that extra 12 hours. It's worth it. Yeah, somewhere along the line, it became trendy to try and add more ingredients to get less of a result. And really, if you have the right ingredients and the right method, even the right grill, you can do anything you want. We'd love to answer some questions, even if it's not about the grill, even if it's about our days.
Yeah.
You know,
We want to hear about your day. Where are you watching from? What are you up to? Right?
we'll tell you
What's your favorite color? Like, it's all good.
We're telling you we're having a great day here in Mississauga, learning about DCS grills, having Chef Rory cook us up some fantastic, tasty treats that I am definitely leaving with more than one recipe today, which means someone made me food and I get recipes. Today is a good day.
Yeah, I'm glad I skipped breakfast.
I mean, I'm grilling out in the sun. I can't complain.
Right? There are worse jobs in the world.
So this is the mixture we were talking about with the olives, feta, some pickled peppers, olive oil, and herbs. And we're gonna just give that a nice toss. The heat from the octopus tentacles themselves, those are gonna warm through the rest of the salad.
Well, that's nice.
And that's it, we'll plate it up. So we'll just plate these up simple for everyone to grab.
Look at that, folks.
Beautiful.
And we'll just put a little bit of green onions on top to finish.
Amazing.
All right, enjoy.
Brendan.
Oh, I'm in there. I'm in there. You don't have to ask me twice.
You got a piece for me too? Oh, what a friend. Look at you. What a friend. Oh, like
There
the
you go.
biggest piece, considering I've never tried this before in my life.
You're not gonna be disappointed.
Can I get it in focus? Can I get it? There we go. Oh, it was there in focus for a second. There we go. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, look at that.
It's meaty, it's juicy, it's tasty.
All right, here we
Oh.
go.
That is quite tasty.
Glad you're enjoying.
Now, is that a dish you've done at a restaurant before, or is that?
So that is like a more basic version of the octopus we used to cook at Gusto 101,
Oh, nice.
except the red peppers, the pickled peppers, we would turn into a puree,
Okay.
as well as we would do a cured lemon puree, an olive puree,
Sort of garnish with that.
just garnish on a board, and then we would plate the whole tentacles, and basically you slice it up and just kind of dip from each puree as you go.
Nice. And that's just, again, folks, how you serve it, that's aesthetics. How you cook it, that's the flavor. What you cook it on, well, it should be a DCS at this point.
Yeah.
So we have some more chicken skewers going up. So we're just giving these tortillas, corn tortillas, a quick toast up here. And then we're gonna slice up our flank steak and we're gonna let everyone dig into the tacos.
Oh my goodness. What a day here, folks. Again, we're live.
We are live in Mississauga, enjoying our DCS grills. Just, chilling and grilling with TA Cruz and Chef Rory. Just learning as much as we can about the DCS line and what you can really do on these
How
grills.
versatile they are, right?
You know, everything from having charcoal drop-in boxes to a sear station to adjustable
Bun racks.
bun racks, which again, I don't like the name bun racks because you can use them for so much more. You can use them for baking. You can use them for roasting vegetables. You can use them for holding meat while your kids are still in the pool. Whatever you're going to do, they've got you covered. They've thought about it.
So here we're just gonna cut into our flank. Let everyone see it's nice medium.
Moment of truth.
And because we rested
Oh,
it,
nice.
it's gonna barely bleed at all and we're not gonna lose any of that delicious juice. So I kind of cut it into 4 since it's going on the tacos. And again, we're gonna make sure we slice against the grain so that we didn't work this hard to give someone
A chewy
tough,
bite.
chewy bite.
That looks incredible. It's showing up well on camera too. Just
It's glistening in the sun.
yeah, it's gorgeous. I always love doing these shoots outside in the sun. For that exact reason, right? The the glistening of the meat every time.
Yeah.
So good.
It's not just because we get to grill outside in the sun. There are other reasons too. The lighting is amazing, and it makes us look even better.
And I need all the help I can get.
Yeah.
Well, luckily you're filming on my left. It's my good side.
There you go.
Show everyone.
Let's see what that good side looks like.
Here's the good side on the left. Flank steak is my favorite type of steak to have with steak and eggs.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
It's meant to be a breakfast steak. Well, it's meant to be eaten anytime, but you know, it just lends itself so well because of, you know, how you need to treat it. And once you treat it properly, you get this beautiful soft bite that's not tough or chewy.
Little bark on the outside.
It's got a nice crisp to it.
Oh,
So
can
we'll
you do that? Can you do that again real quick? I'm going to move my microphone in because people need to hear that crisp like I just did. That was a thing of beauty.
There you go, right?
Guys, that's how you know you have a proper crust on your meat, is if you can move your knife across it and you actually get an audible crunch back.
Yeah.
That's where the
Right.
taste is. That's where the flavor is truly locked in.
All right, the star of the show is here. So we have a grilled medium flank steak with some corn tortillas, and that's meant to be paired with jalapenos, green onions, and a jalapeno pico de gallo.
Loving it. The best.
You know, watching the live stream, I know right now you couldn't hear what I just did, but when we put those tacos down, the crowd went quiet instantly. And all you could hear was a slight murmur of like, tacos, flank steak. And that's about it. You know, other than the searing meat on the grill, and that's the best noise to hear at a barbecue, is when the food comes out and there's all of a
Already
sudden
shuts up.
a quiet. It's like, yep, the food wins again,
Yeah, you know
as
you've
it
done
always
right.
does.
You know you've done right. Chef's favorite sound is silence.
It really is. Yep. After a long day of work, the silence is golden.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan of
Big
silence.
fan, yep.
So, what's one thing about your experience here today that like people should really know about when they're trying to cook on these things? Like, how's it been for you?
Well, for me, going from a grill not as high quality, the thing I notice most is turn the heat lower than you think you need it.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because when you're working on a lower BTU grill, like a Canadian Tire grill,
Yeah.
or like you said, a Broil Mate or a Broil King, you really need to crank up the dials to get it to retain its heat. Whereas with these guys, I doubt you would be able to make something at full heat in there with keeping a proper eye on it.
No, without keeping an eye on it, my first run on a DCS, I burnt my first round of things because, well, it was hotter than I had anticipated.
It's too good quality.
And it's so well built, you know.
Yeah.
Easy to clean, easy to care for. You know, more options for your rack than anyone else. The rotisserie option.
I really, really love all of the accessories that they have.
Yeah.
Once these get finished up, the savory food will be done, and we're actually going to be using some stainless steel rack pans to use the residual heat on the top of the lid and cook up some cinnamon buns. So we'll get an example of that accessory.
See, this is fantastic, guys. When I said earlier we were going to be going over all the different ways you could cook on these, did you think you could bake cinnamon buns? Huh? You can do dessert outside. The kiddies can be jumping in the pool and you can be smelling fresh baked cinnamon buns on the DCS.
Very true.
Sounds like a thing of beauty.
This is like an
And our-
super extended version of
Our,
the shows.
our sales team can help you with most of that. They can't make you cinnamon rolls
Yeah, they can't make you cinnamon rolls or do your taxes.
or do your taxes, but they can definitely help you get a DCS grill.
Yeah.
So we're going to already turn that grill right down,
Just to get the indirect heat going.
just to get the indirect heat going.
You actually have it on the rack and you're putting it in the hole. There you go.
That's how easy it is.
Wow. So those aren't like trays that you just bought and then put them on top of something. Those are the things you actually put in the holes.
Those are accessories.
Oh, that's good.
Great for everything from baking, roasting vegetables, probably steam something in those pans.
These all sorts of braise something.
Oh, 100%. Little liquid in the bottom. Treated just like a roasting pan.
Did you try one of the chicken things yet?
One? No.
Oh.
Yeah, I've had more than one of the chicken things.
Did you try one? Nope, but I tried 10.
I've had more.
Exactly.
That's like asking me if I tried one of the burgers. Guys, once again, thanks for joining us off location in Mississauga. Chef Rory, thanks so much for being a part of our live event.
Thank you for having me.
Really enjoyed cooking with you on these DCS grills. Loved learning about some of the cool things you can cook on them. And this is Chef Brendan from TA Appliances saying bye for today. We'll see you later on.
All right, thanks for having us.